Howdy! Welcome to Math for All, where everyone can learn more about math. I'm Denise, and today we're going to continue studying the slope of lines. I'm calling it advanced because you really need to be comfortable with the basics of the slopes of lines covered in my last video. In this video, we're going to go over some special slopes, show how to determine if 3 points are on the same line, and find a missing point number given a slope. I have some notes that follow along this video with fun fill-in-the-blanks for you to use. So go print those out from my website, MathforAll.net, for better learning and a good thing to reference later. Let's get started. We'll explore very important characteristics of some special lines, horizontal and vertical ones. We see these often on tests. Please either memorize this information or be able to understand it and figure it out. First, I'm going to plot the points 3, 5, and -2, 5. I'll connect them and see that they make a horizontal line through y equals 5. Great so far. Let's check out the slope of this line. I will follow my y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 like normal. 5 minus 5 over -2 minus 3 equals 0 over -5. 0 divided by anything is just 0. So the slope of this horizontal and every other horizontal line is 0. It's called a zero slope because it has no slope and would not be very fun to go skiing on. One more thing about this line. Its equation is y equals 5. Because the y always equals 5, no matter what the x is. One way to remember his equation is that the line chops through the y-axis, and the equation uses that y. Very, very nice. We can't forget about vertical lines. I can show -1, 7 and -1, 3. Connecting, we get a straight up and down line. Let's check out the interesting slope of this one. 3 minus 7 over -1 minus -1 equals -4 over 0. Alert, alert, auga, auga! Thou shalt never divide by 0. It is a math impossibility. It never works. So this slope and the slopes of all vertical lines are undefined. That type of ski slope would be impossible to ski. So that's another way to remember undefined. The equation of this line is, can you guess? X equals -1 because no matter what the y equals, the x always equals -1. Also, the line blasts through the x-axis this time to remind us that it is x equals a number. Great, you are doing awesome with this so far. We have 2 more advanced topics on slope that you may see on tests. First, we will use slope to determine if these 3 points are on the same line, -4, 5, -7, 3, and 2, 9. We could plot these, and we will to check our answer, but first, let's do this pretending that we don't have any graph paper. I think the easiest way to see if they are on the same line is to find the slope between points 1 and 2, and then find the slope between points 2 and 3. And if they're the same, they are on the same line. We'll check this one out. Slope between points 1 and 2. 3 minus 5 over -7 minus -4. Equals -2 over -7 plus 4, -3 here, for a slope of positive 2/3. Moving right along, we will find the slope between the next 2 points. 9 minus 3 on top, 2 minus -7 on the bottom, for 6 over 9, reducing to 2/3. Because the slopes are the same, check. We can conclude that these 3 points are indeed on the same line. We do not have to find the slope between points 1 and 3. Let's quickly plot these and we will see how it works. on my cool graph. Negative 4, 5 is here. Negative 7, 3 here. Next point, 2, 9 here. I put a nice straight line between them. Voila! It is looking good. You can see that the slope between any points on this line will be 2/3. Great work. Our last and maybe most advanced slope topic today is if they give us 2 points with a missing coordinate and a slope and we have to figure out the coordinate. Take a look. Given these points, 8, -3 and 5, a, and the slope is 3/5. What does that a have to equal? Here's the deal. You have the knowledge to solve this, but it looks different, and you have to use your knowledge to solve it. These types of problems are a favorite of test makers. Here's how to do it. Using our formula for slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We will put the numbers and that letter where they go and see what happens. A minus -3 over 5 minus 8, remembering that that equals the slope, which they already told us was 3/5. Now we have to figure out how to get that a by itself. My first step will be to say that 3/5 equals a plus 3 over 5 minus 8, which equals -3. I have a few ways to think of this, but I think I will recognize that I have equal fractions and I can use one of my very favorites, the butterfly, to solve it. I circle the diagonals, multiply, and set them equal to each other. Here it goes. Parentheses around a plus 3, multiplied by 5 and distributed is 5a plus 15, equals the other diagonal. 3 times -3 equals -9. Two-step equation now. Subtract 15 from both sides, slash, and -9 minus 15 is -24. 5a equals -24. Divide by 5 for an answer of a equals -24/5. That was definitely not obvious from the beginning, and it challenged us to think differently, but if you don't panic, you can do it. Let me quickly show you what we figured out. On my graph, I'll plot the first point, 8, -3. Then I need a slope of 3/5, but I don't have room to go up and forward, so I'll go down and back instead. Now we connect the dots and find what a is. Go over 5, and where it meets the line is at -4 and 4/5, which is our a of -24/5. It worked out great. You stuck with a math video called Advanced Slope Topics. I am so proud of you. Please remember the characteristics of horizontal and vertical lines that I showed you, and review the other algebra topics. If you can, print out a worksheet from my website, MathforAll.net, and you can practice a few of these on your own, which will be great to really learn this. Then come back and watch another video to keep learning more about math.